Welcome!
I feel welcome!
Welcome, Eric.
I feel so welcome!
Well, welcome to Twilight Noobs.
Twilight Noobs and Twilight News! Coming to you live! No, not live.
News and Noobs. Alright. That was a great intro.
Every time.
It actually really works. I like it. My name is Jason.
I'm Eric.
And
so much energy.
we regret this.
That's a good way of putting it.
The first two chapters, oh man.
Good thing I haven't bought them yet. It's still free for me. I'm waiting for the library to come in.
Yeah,
apparently people still read this book. I can't find it at the library at all. And I've been on the waiting list for 2 weeks now, apparently, and still nobody.
You know what? Probably
checked it back in.
They probably just like took it and they don't even know that they still have it, because the library will just charge them for it, whatever, and they like actually buy it. I doubt the library's like, all right, now we got to go buy this book and put it back in the library.
I hope not.
I doubt it.
Bunch of bums at the library.
Anyways, last week we did an intro, just introduction of things that we know about the book. Predictions and that kind of stuff. You can kind of just, I don't know. You don't really have to listen to that one if you don't want to.
Yes, you do. It was great. And now we'll know exactly how right we were.
That's true. But we're going to be covering chapters 1 and 2 today.
Ooh, uno, dos.
The glorious high school drama.
It's so awkward. It's the worst.
Oops, I just hit it.
Edit that out. It's so awkward. It's the worst.
Dude, I took like so many notes.
And I took none because I enjoyed it.
Man, it's just like, that's a perfect word for it. It's just awkward. It's just, I don't even know.
It's like trying to live a girl's life. Like, when you were in elementary school and you saw that girl glance at you and you had that awkward, like, millisecond of where you met eyes and then they look away. It's like, is this really what was going on in their head?
I'm trying to figure out if this was what it was like when I was in high school. Like, is this really...
I'm talking elementary school. When I was in high school, I was that ugly. No one looked at me.
You weren't like...
I wasn't Edward, that's for sure.
She's so creepy. Like, just like you saying, like, you were ugly. I'm just thinking, like, how many times in these chapters she's like, they're so gorgeous.
I know.
Like, dude, just...
disgusting almost.
Just go to their house already. Go stalk them.
Right,
go, like,
pervert.
Yeah. Somehow get into their car and just, just smell their essence.
I never realized how awkward it is how they all live together and go to school together. They're all the same age, but apparently they're together as well. How do people just accept that at high school?
I don't understand. I think because all it says here is that they're...
How did this author think that was acceptable?
All it says is that they were adopted. That's all. Like, that's
right.
all. That's all it says. So I don't
gross.
understand what's going on. When they were adopted, I have no idea. I don't get it. But
they're vampires.
What does that even... What does that have to do with adoption?
I don't know. I don't think vampires are born, are they? Aren't they, like, spawned?
But a vampire has to bite you for you to turn into a vampire.
Oh, dang it.
They don't just grow out of the ground.
For some reason I was
and
thinking
I gotta go to high school
I
now.
was thinking like a spider, like, made an egg and then a vampire.
A vampire makes eggs?
I don't know. I forgot.
If that's not how it is in this book, she just needs to rewrite it.
Come on.
They lay eggs.
Twiarachnid light. No, twiarachnid. There we go.
I like it.
Arachnid light.
Alright, it's actually good that you have the book up and I have the notes, because that way you can kind of like read passages, because I just have the notes up. So this will work actually kind of well.
Let's do it.
Alright, so chapter 1, I don't even know what's it called? First Sight?
First Sight.
First Sight. So we'll go over a brief summary, I guess, what happens in both the two chapters. I don't know why I said that weird. And then the two chapters. And then we'll go through and kind of just go over more in detail. Okay, I'm trying to... Basically, so we were totally wrong with the name. It's Bella. I think the introduction we were saying that, like, it's Bella. I think I said it's Belle or Bella. I didn't know which one it was.
And then I was like... What did I say? Like they stole it off of a Disney character from Beauty and the Beast?
Like Belle. So it's Bella.
Bella.
Isabella Swan, I think is her name, right?
Yes. Swan. Right, because I was calling her Swine every now and then in my head.
It's like Elizabeth Swan, like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like so close. Elizabeth and Isabella Swan.
They're mixing everything up, man. Oh my
Maybe
God.
they're related, same last names.
She wanted to be a Disney movie.
I guess. So basically, I think it just starts off with her in Arizona with her mom.
Packing up.
And she's packing up to leave to Forks, Washington. Our little home state, Washington State, baby. That's where we're from. Or that's where I'm from. But we both live in Washington State.
That's right. Nowhere near where she's moving.
We're not in the green, rainy place where she is, though. We're in the desert. We're in the desert part of the state.
We country folk.
Basically where she is now in Arizona. It's basically like very similar. But apparently she just really loves it in Arizona. She's moving to Forks, Washington.
Right.
I think she just gets on the plane and just goes, really. Gets there. She meets up with her dad, Charlie, who lives in Forks because her mom and dad. She says Charlie.
How lame is that?
It's your dad.
She's got problems.
Yeah, she's got loads of problems.
She's got daddy issues.
Goes to Forks.
Makes sense why she's gonna date a vampire.
Meets up with Charlie, her dad. Charlie, on the way home, talks about how...
Let's call him Chuck.
Chuck? Why?
Just to throw everybody off. That's the nickname for Charlie, didn't you know?
Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky.
Buys her a truck.
Chuck the sheriff.
And,
oh yeah, he bought her a truck, like it was a clunker truck, too.
Yeah. Actually, it was free. He didn't even buy it for her. It was free.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was free.
No.
Yep.
Okay, well, fine. I'll believe you.
I thought you said you didn't need notes.
I didn't? Okay, well, fine. I don't need no stinking notes to remember about a truck. I don't need all those specific details.
I don't remember.
Either way, I thought it was funny how the author actually described the truck, like how it would just annihilate any of the newer cars or whatever. Yeah. It's just one of those beasts. It made me appreciate Chuck.
Chucky. Please, Chucky.
Chuck!
Say his name right. Chucky.
Charles.
Charles. I like Charles. I don't know. She just moves into the house, and then she goes to school.
They don't like to talk.
They
try not to talk at all.
They're just awkward people.
They are awkward. Well, I'm awkward too. I don't talk at all.
We're talking now.
I'm forced to. It's a podcast. Can you imagine a podcast where
I'm the
only one, microphone?
I'm the only one talking.
Stop.
That's me and Eric. That's Jason and Eric for you. And everyone's like, when did the other guy even talk?
I was just staring awkwardly at the microphone right now. It doesn't really work.
She goes to school. There's a friendly boy named Mike.
Are you sure it's Mike or is it Eric?
Eric's the one that
Oh, he's a super nerdy guy that can't even talk to her.
Yeah, Eric's like you.
Awkward.
The other Eric. Mike's the one that's totally crushing on her because
that's right.
Because he's always talking to her.
Always by her.
Carries her books.
Oh yeah, she describes him as a little dog wagging.
Yeah,
his
he's
tail.
I can just picture him wagging his tail. Are you kidding me?
She's full of herself. She got daddy issues. No wonder she's gonna date a vampire.
You want to take it from here?
I'm saying it. Oh, me?
Yeah.
Take it from there? Shoot. Okay, so they go to class. Everything's pretty dandy. She's a klutz at PE. She apparently can't even play any sports at all. Typical.
Noob.
I know. Noob.
Twilight noob.
Bunch of typical little high schoolers. But then they go to chemistry class. Right? That was the first chapter, right?
Yeah, she does go to biology.
Aren't they the same thing?
No, chemistry and biology are completely different.
Are you sure?
Chemistry is different
elements
and stuff. Biology is cells. It's cellular
Okay, it makes sense why a vampire would go to biology. They want to study blood cells.
Next time you're taking notes.
I can't do it. I have terrible handwriting. Anyway, I'm looking for that part where they start talking, but I don't see it.
Oh, that's at the end of the second chapter.
What?
You're skipping ahead,
No,
boy.
no, where they have that super awkward moment. Like where he like just
when he just like sits there and he doesn't say anything
he's like
to
super
her.
mad at her and
then he doesn't show up to school for a week.
Exactly.
After that.
And I'm pretty sure that's at the end of the first chapter.
It's the first chapter.
Okay, well where is it, Mr. Notes guy?
I don't know. But
anyway, they made it super awkward
Yeah.
and he like wouldn't even talk to her and he was like giving her the stank eye all day long. That's Edward, he's gorgeous. Yeah, see? You know, there somewhere.
oh man.
Anyway, and then the chapter ends. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, fighting tears the whole way there. Anyway, I skip over. Oh wait, no, there it is. He stood at the desk in front of me, recognized. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it is at the end.
Care to share?
It is at the end of chapter 1. No, we will share it in a little bit. And you're right, it is in biology. Dang it, wrong. I entered the biology room. Shoot. I need to take notes.
But like, and then after like their whole like the awkward like moment, she's like basically like he hates me and gets into her truck and is like she thinks it's like the worst day ever at school because a guy doesn't like care about her. I don't get it, but we can go more into detail on that. But chapter 2, what's it called?
Open book.
Open book.
The next day was better and worse. That's the opening first line.
How can a day be better and worse?
I guess we'll have to find out. Really?
Oh man, I'm trying to remember what happened. I just know that like this is where it goes into she's just like she goes to school every day and like Edward isn't there for like a whole week and she's like, what the heck is going on?
Right.
And
that's all she was worried about.
In the meantime, there's like Mike and and Jessica, I think is her name. They're
you have to say it right. Jessica.
Jessica. They're like, we're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna have this party soon.
Wait, I don't remember that.
Really?
They went to the beach?
No, they haven't gone yet. They're setting it up. Yeah, they're setting it up. It's a beach party thing, whatever.
Damn, you take notes.
I'm not even looking at my phone.
I'm reading the book right now.
You're like rereading it.
Keep up.
And then let's see. I don't know. It's all like chapter 2 is all like
her holding her breath.
Her obsessing over the Colons and like her wondering why Edward isn't there every day, and then
passing out because
awkward conversations with Mike, and her awful at PE.
Oh yeah, she like hurt her friend or
something.
something.
She hit a girl in the back of the head with a volleyball.
What a klutz!
Like,
how do you do that?
Uninstall.
Delete.
Control delete.
At least get some new shoes.
I don't know, man. She's got some issues.
Become a gamer.
And then I feel like it's bad just to skip all the way to back to their conversation. I feel like that's like there's got to be something else. She emails her mom. Her mom like freaks out. She's like it's been like a day. Why haven't you contacted me or whatever?
She emailed her real quick to say like, I'm writing you now. Don't write and like email me again or whatever.
She didn't want her to
and
call.
then she started emailing.
Yeah.
Like the actual email.
No
her
joke.
mom's super panicky. Gosh.
And this was
oh, and then they have steak and potatoes for dinner.
Oh yeah, she actually cooks her dad, Charles. Chucky. There's gonna be like 4 different names that we're gonna say, but hopefully we'll like get it down where we just know.
I don't even remember his name anymore.
Bumping the stupid thing. Okay.
Eventually, it'll be like Snake.
I just love how she like makes steak and potatoes, and he's just like,
smells good.
Smells good. TV.
He just bails after it.
But she's like, she says she's totally fine with it. She's like, I'm glad that he's not in the kitchen with helping me because I just don't want that. She even says it.
That describes her a lot.
That describes women. They don't want you in the kitchen with them.
Not my woman, man. If I'm not in the kitchen with her just standing there, she's not happy. Right, Thais?
We'll bring her in and
shout out.
Have her confirm. She goes to, I don't know, the next thing I can think of is basically she goes to class and...
No, you're skipping over something.
Yeah, go for it.
So during the dinner, she like starts mentioning the vampires.
Oh, that was so weird.
She doesn't know they're vampires yet. I already know they're vampires because I'm cool. No, I'm not. I watched the movie already. Dang it. I'm cheating. Anyway, she mentions the Cullens and then he was like, yeah, people don't really like them because they're super... I don't know. What did he say? Like they just moved in and they're misunderstood. But he started defending him. Like he almost got mad at her.
He got mad because none of them have ever gotten in trouble because he's the chief of police.
That's right.
Like none of them, they're like goody good. They're totally fine. The dad is like way overqualified for this small little town. Like
because he's a surgeon or something.
He's like apparently just really really good. I don't know.
Doctor.
Yeah, he's just like a doctor. Like he's really really good at it.
They go camping a lot.
I love that. I'll go into it when we go back through with details because I love that conversation. It's like the funniest thing to me. But
you love it.
It's hilarious.
Okay, fine. But yeah, didn't want to skip over that. What were you saying after that?
Oh, basically just the conversation with Edward and like Pete. She like they're at lunch and she like looks over at the table and she's like, "Oh my gosh, there's 5 colons, which means Edward's there."
Oh my goodness!
Oh, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. So
don't get too excited.
I don't know. She's like, "Oh man, that means he's gonna be in class." So.
The girls start giggling. He's looking at you.
I have a request for that part
too. Like, Jessica giggled, and then here it is. She snickered.
Yeah,
all the words are right there.
I love it. I have a request. I wrote a note that's saying that we're gonna read it. Like one of us is gonna be Bella, and one of us is gonna be Jessica.
Sweet.
But they go to class, and the teacher gives them an assignment to like they have like 40 cells that they have to like put in the right order.
Not like 3 cells.
What?
It's like onion roots.
I thought it was like 40 different little slides that they had to put in order.
It was like 3 or something because it was like prophase, metaphase. Was it metaphase? I see prophase right here.
Dude, go up. I want to know. I swear it was 40 slides.
No, 40 times. A 40 times microscope. You're tripping. Where'd it go? It just left. Anyway, it was totally 40 times. There it is. 40 times objective. That's part of a microscope, dude. My assessment was confident. Prophase. See? You're crazy. And then he agrees. Prophase. Then they look at it again. Slide 3. See? Slide 3. And that's it. They're done. Then they were done. They started talking after slide 3.
This is stupid. I need to take better notes.
I was going to say, I don't need to take notes anymore. I got this down.
This is when Edward like actually talks to Bella. It's really weird because he like hated her the first time they were together, and now this time it's like Edward just can't stop
He's like trying
talking.
to be nice to her. Yeah.
Yeah, and
let me skip over that.
They have a whole just conversation. It's like really like it gets really in depth. Like he like just like keeps pushing these questions and like
he figures out why she moved.
It's like he knew before. She didn't even say anything, and it's like he already knew. It was really weird.
Right.
But then basically she leaves school, gets in her car, sees Edward looking at her. She like freaks out, and then
she sees that he was laughing at her.
Well, because she like almost hits a car, and that's because
right.
Then he like starts
some
laughing.
Corolla or something.
Yeah, Volvo or something. I don't know. They have a Volvo.
Yeah, they're the rich people.
Yeah. So that's basically what happens in chapter 1 and 2. It's like there's not really any substance, like nothing like plot wise where we can be like.
All you can see is a girl at her house figuring out her dad, going to school, having a problem with a boy, going back home, and then going through the school without that one guy because he's gone, and then he finally comes back. They have that one day, and then the second chapter is already over. So yeah, there's not a whole lot.
So it's like so hard to talk about because there's nothing. It's just this stupid
for
drama.
Us.
Yeah.
But this is why this is a girl's book, because this is everything a girl wants, right? Like, he looked at me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start developing rumors about whatever we're having.
So now let's go in debt here. Just go over stuff. So I was so confused at the beginning because she kept talking about. She's like, I love it here in Arizona. Like,
right.
I love my mom. I don't want to go to Forks. Like, I don't want to, like, I hate it. She talks about how, like, she goes there, like, a month every year.
Yeah, it made no sense why she would move.
And it was like, I was so confused. Like, I wrote so many notes where I was like, why is she even going there? Like, she hates it there.
I'm still confused, too, because in her own head, like, she always says, like, I'm happier. But after everything, I believe like it clears up in the second chapter because Edward talks a little bit more about it.
You finally like get to know like why, and so I feel like I'm like, shoot, all these notes are for nothing now because they actually answered the question. I thought I had like discovered this like.
Well, what did you think
secret.
It was?
Well,
I want to hear what secret you found out.
I say, why is she going to Forks in the first place? She hates it there. And I have like quotes, so it was like, it was to Forks that I now exiled myself. An action that I took with great horror. I detested Forks. And I was like, what are you doing then?
Right?
Like,
what's the point? Why the heck would you move to a place that you detest? For no, like, you have absolutely no like reason to do it. No, nothing's forcing you to. That's what I was trying to say.
And then like later on, it talks about how like it starts snowing, right? And in Washington, so like I'm from Washington, so I kind of know like when it will start snowing. So like
it's gonna snow today.
It does happen sometimes. It's true.
I feel it in my bones.
So I was like, okay, let's say that we get like it gets an early snow. Let's say like early November. I'm like burping. I just ate a good meal, okay?
Oh, good meal, okay. McDonald's doesn't count.
No, man. And so I was trying to figure out, I was like, hey, so she's been there a week, and then it starts snowing, so it was like November. So I'm like, she must have left during her school year, where she was going to school in Arizona, her friends and everything,
of the year. And
just like moves to Forks. Like, why? Like, that's such terrible timing. Like, I get the whole, like, so her new stepdad that married her mom is in minor league baseball. He travels a lot.
I keep thinking he drives a car like he's in NASCAR or something. I don't know why.
It says minor league. I don't know if it ever says baseball, but I'm assuming minor league is baseball.
He's definitely not majors.
So the mom wanted... Her mom wanted to travel with him. They're newly married, wanted to just go with him. So she's like, you know what, I'm going to move to Forks so that way I don't get in the way and all this stuff. So like I understand it, but I don't understand why she didn't go at the beginning of the school year, so that way she didn't just leave
because
her
she was
friends and
feeling
stuff.
it like after the while. She was feeling the effects. It took a while for the effects to kick in. Like after they got married, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be terrible, I should move right away. It was, I'll see if I can deal with it. And then it was after a while she was like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. I just gotta move out. So I'll go hang out with Pops or what's his face, Chuck.
I guess. And then she just like constantly complains about Forks. Like she says, it was beautiful, of course. I couldn't deny that. Everything was green. The trees, their trunks covered with moss, their branches hanging with a canopy of it.
That's definitely a lot different than Arizona.
And then she's like, even the air filtered down greenly, like through the leaves. It was too green, an alien planet. And I was just like, dude, you've been here before. Like, I don't know why you just have, like, whatever.
Well, the audience hasn't been there before. Setting the scene, man. Setting the scene.
And then she talks about how she goes to school for the first day, and she says, where are the chain link fences, the metal detectors? And I was like, I was so confused by this. I was like,
we don't have metal detectors or anything like that.
What school has that?
A lot of schools
have
that.
I told my wife, and I was like, what the heck is she talking about? Like, this isn't a thing. And then she was like, well, like some in like, bigger cities and all that stuff, like this is a thing. And I was like,
right.
I'm like, okay,
yeah,
like,
big
all right.
cities that have that problem. Like kids bring guns and knives to school all the time.
Yeah.
My school had problems with that, but they didn't have like a metal detector and fences. So, they finally started putting fences up.
Kids died every day there.
No, they just got in weird fights, and rarely I never heard of anybody getting like stabbed or anything. One time I was a TA at my school, and like a police, like a couple guys came in, just like right in the middle of class, and just stopped everything. And he like came in and like pulled his gun on a kid, and he said, "Get down," or like, "Don't move," or whatever he said. It was just like standard, like put your hands up, move slowly, walk backwards. Got handcuffed and walked him out of the class. So that was kind of cool, but that was
kind of cool.
Yeah, it was funny because it was my senior year, and I was with a bunch of freshmen, and I was like, wow, this freshman has a bad start to his
no joke
high school. He's probably not going to stick around very long.
I love how she goes to school. She gets a map from the, I don't know, what do you call that, receptionist?
Yeah.
Secretary, whatever.
School lady.
Gets a map, and then she's like,
chapstick.
And then she tries to memorize it in her car. so that she doesn't have to carry it around with her like, in
and
the
look
school.
new.
And I was like,
everybody's gonna notice that she's new.
and I said like, but it's also embarrassing to walk into a class like 15 minutes late because you got lost.
Duh.
You know what I mean? It's like, I would rather have the map so I know where I'm going.
Yeah, who cares? Take
But
the map.
she doesn't even need the map anyways because this Mike guy just it's like, all right, let's go.
Ooh,
Like,
fresh meat.
you carry your books. I love you. Where's your... What? I didn't say that.
I love you. Yeah, he wants to task her out. That's obvious.
I love the foreshadowing part here. Like the huge foreshadowing part.
I didn't catch it.
Right here, she says, sucked in a huge breath. I can do this. I lied to myself feebly. No one was going to bite me. I finally exhaled and stepped out of the truck. And I like, foreshadowing?
Oh, like, someone's going to get bit.
Like, it's vampire. Like, someone's told, like, she totally, like, you know what I mean? Like, something's going to happen.
Wow, I'm a loser.
And
I like the easiest thing to catch, too.
No, I'm like, dude, something's going to happen. Like, why would you say this? Like, this is totally foreshadowing. Like, someone's probably going to get bitten up.
So far, she hasn't gotten the bite. Lucky her.
Not yet.
Not yet, at least. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting how the a lot of the teachers that she had didn't introduce her. If if there's a new student in class, like they're gonna get introduced. Right. Like in any school that I went, it was like you can't get around it. It's gonna happen.
I never got introduced.
Really? Well, you ever go to a new school?
Not in the middle of the year.
That's different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why the heck would they introduce every kid in the beginning of the year?
No, I mean it's different because you showed up at the beginning of the year.
Oh,
not like midway through, like she did.
Exactly.
So
wait, I did one time because I was homeschooling for 1 year, and then halfway through it, I actually went. And started third grade.
That's why you have social problems.
I seem fine.
You're just like the Eric in this.
See, I don't have to take notes, buddy. Homeschooling brain. Let's go.
Like, she's honestly like just so far I just don't like her.
Why would you like her? She's super awkward and she's judging everybody. She judges herself. She has barely any self-esteem. She's like, oh my god, nobody's gonna like me. I'm such a new freak. She calls herself a freak a lot, doesn't she?
She's so she is a freak.
She uses a word. She uses a word to do it though. I can't remember which one it was. But anyways,
she's like super confident with like she's like, oh, like I've already done this lab, like you know what I mean? Like this is so easy. And then
in some ways her nose is stuck up a little too high.
Yeah, and I like how she's like, I wonder if my mom will send me all my like past tests and stuff so I can cheat. Like she's totally like,
dang, I forgot about that.
She's totally just like a terrible person. I wrote in here, no, I don't know where it is, but I said, this is like the worst person to write a story about. Like she's clumsy. She's just like a terrible person that just wants to cheat in school. Like
she's got nothing going for her.
Yeah, it was like, who picked this girl? Like, come on, Stephanie Meyer. What are you doing?
Who's Stephanie Meyer?
The person that wrote the book. We went over this last week.
That's the author? Oh, that's right. I thought you were talking about someone in the book. I'm like, who the heck's Stephanie Meyer?
She's the one that's like worth like 100 and something million, and we were like, what?
She wasn't even like $1 billion. Loser.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I'm just kidding.
I wrote in here, I said, Eric is hitting on the new girl. What a typical Eric thing to do.
I guess. I don't know. I just hit on my wife. I'm good with that.
So when she's when she gets to school and she's at lunchtime and she sees the Colons for the first time, like this whole thing is the weirdest thing.
Wait, was the first time lunchtime?
I think it was at lunch because she sees them at the table.
Right.
And she's like, who are those? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, which
like,
ones are the Cullens?
Yeah. Well, she says, like, it was hard to decide who was the most beautiful. Maybe the perfect blonde girl or the blonde hairs boy. And I said, that has to be Edward because they didn't introduce him yet. Right. And I was like, that's got to be Edward. Like, but...
Which one's prettier?
But it was like, I was never at school and, like, looked over at just, like, a group of friends and was like, oh my gosh.
Like, which one's more gorgeous?
Yeah, like...
That's pretty weird to think.
If there was a girl that was, like, attractive, I'd be like, oh, man, like, she's, like, you know, freaking adorable. Like, freaking, I want to get her, you know?
Right.
But, like, that was it. You know what I mean? Like, she's, like, every day...
examining and, like, cross-examining.
Yeah.
Comparing
like,
everybody to herself.
She asks, like, their names and all this stuff. And then she's like, I have a note here where I said the more I read the book, the more I dislike Bella because she says strange, unpopular names, and I was like, dude, I think Jasper and Emmett are pretty cool names. Like, really, like she's like complaining about their names, saying that they're like they sound old, like
for an old person.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, it's better than Bella.
Oh, seriously, like Isabella. That's probably one of the oldest names you can find.
And then she keeps going on
My
about
grandma's name.
No offense to your grandma.
Heck no.
I'll call her and
She knows she's
apologize.
old.
Okay. But she says things like weird, like to strangers. She says like they're very nice looking. She like tells this to like this girl that she just talked to today. Like I would never be like, dude, that girl over there.
But this
she's
is a
pretty
girl,
attractive,
man. Like they're right here. Like that's right after she asked that point or that question. What's her face? Her friend. It doesn't say her name here, but she just starts describing him. That's Edward. He's gorgeous, of course, but don't waste your time. He doesn't date. So she's like, she obviously got shut down by Edward one time.
I like how Jessica sounds.
Which one's Jessica?
No, how you
That's
impersonated
it.
That's not what you did. You said that's Edward.
That's Edward.
That's your Jessica voice.
All right, I'll have to remember.
All right.
Which I won't.
And then in the introduction, how I said, why didn't they just live in Alaska? And then they totally did. She talks about how they moved from Alaska.
Right.
2 years ago, and I was like, I called it.
Nailed it.
I called it.
But it wouldn't work. That's why they had to move. Because there's sun for like half the year. They have no sun for half a year. And then they have lots of sun for the rest of the year.
So they just like move there. They don't research it. They just move there and like, oh, whoa, what are we doing? Like,
No one said vampires are geniuses.
They just get off the plane and they're like, oh, like, get back on. And then the stewardess is like, this isn't how it works. You need to go to the desk.
Back. They probably got money though. They have a Volvo.
He's a freaking doctor. Like,
a Volvo.
He's got money.
Like a Volvo is expensive.
A Volvo? A new one? I don't know how much. How much is a new Volvo?
No, they're pretty nice. They're hard to maintain.
Look it up. It's probably easier for you.
But it's gonna make a lot of noise.
Look up like probably this book was like what 2000? Say like 2005.
Okay.
I don't know when it was, but
let's just look at it now. New Volvo. Volvo.
Volvo? No, Volvo.
35,000, 40,000. Yeah, so they're pretty pricey.
That's pretty pricey.
That's way more than a Honda. Like a Civic? You get like a new Civic for 23,000.
That's not bad.
Okay, fine.
Right.
Oh wait, let's see what kind of Volvo they had.
How are we supposed to know?
Twilight Volvo.
Do you think you're gonna have it?
Heck yeah, dude. Right there.
That's probably like about a $40,000 car.
Or did they have a convertible?
Does it say they had a convertible?
I don't know. Let's look at their Volvo convertibles. Man, those guys look like one of the... Like, that car reminds me of an old lady in California.
What?
What? You're looking at a lima bean Volvo with Edward in it.
All right. Likes the green.
Oh, wait, there it is. From the actual movie.
Oh, from the movie?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, so
convertible.
it's red.
Right next to their Jeep.
Does it say Volvo?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure. Kind of looks like Acura, actually.
Huh.
I don't know what it is.
That's interesting.
I don't care.
So then, like, she talks to Mike she gets to know Mike a little bit, and I'm like, Mike, come on, bro. Like,
Calm down, Mike.
calm down.
Give
like,
the girl a break.
Seriously. He, like, totally is hitting on her.
She doesn't care either.
He's a weird guy. Mike lingered by me instead of heading to the dressing room. If I were lucky enough to sit by you, I would have talked to you. Come on, Mike.
Weak.
Michael, what are you doing?
Throwing out the big guns first try.
Michelle, come on,
He's
man.
got weak guns. Who's
Yeah.
Michelle?
Michael, but I don't know.
Oh. Michelle.
Yeah, and then I talk about how she hits her teammate in the head.
Oh, that was the first chapter. I thought it was the second chapter she did that.
It could be the second.
Maybe second chapter they learned their lesson. Yeah, because in the end of this first chapter, she's just watching the volleyball games.
Oh yeah, the first day she's
She's
just
not even
like
participating.
they won't even make her like she doesn't have to dress down. She just like watches. Like
Oh,
it's so
yeah.
awkward.
Loser.
Oh man, what noobs. But I really I have a problem with Bella.
That's obvious.
Like, the guy in class, like, he sits there, like, it's hard to explain, like, I can show you, but he's just, like, he's sitting like this, clenching his fists, like, trying to get as far away from her as possible.
He's just all tense.
Like, tense, like, just doesn't even look at her, nothing. And then she's, like, constantly thinking about this. Like, I get it. Like, if there was someone that was sitting by me and it looked like they didn't want, like, anything to do with me. And then, remember how he, like, goes to the secretary and he, like, demands a new class?
Right.
He's like, I want to get out of biology.
Exactly. He's, like, trying to find any way he can to get out. Change the time.
So I get that. But if there's, like, if there's someone that, like, I have a crush on, whatever, and, like, I can totally see they have no interest in me whatsoever, like, there's more fish in the sea, man. You know what I mean? Like, move on.
I don't think she's going to move on. She's
I know.
super affected by it.
It's so weird. Like,
I guess it was because he was the only one that actually hated her for no reason. That's why she was so curious and so hurt.
So,
because they had no idea, like, who either one was. Like, they've never met before. But she was obviously feeling weird, like, why does he not like me so much? Like, what did I do wrong? That's the only reason why she can't move on.
So women like the mysterious bad boy.
That's not what I'm getting out of that. She's just super stressed out, like, what's wrong with me, kind of a thing.
A lot of things, Bella.
Well, she doesn't know that.
Let's talk about your volleyball skills. That's one.
Oh.
That's the first thing.
I just like the part where she was fighting tears the whole way home.
Yeah, like,
little girl, cry.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just kidding. Don't cry, little girl.
So when she makes the dinner for Charlie, this is like one of my favorite conversations because
It's the next chapter.
yeah,
Chapter 2.
because Charlie's like talking to Bella, and Bella's like, they're all they seem very nice enough to me. Actually, I have the quote. I just noticed they kept to themselves. They're all very attractive. Like, it's so weird that she says this.
Has to mention it again.
Yeah, and she just keeps mentioning
Yeah,
it. Like,
look,
we
really
get it, Stephanie
Exactly.
Meyer.
No, not even just her. Like, even Charlie said that they look
I know,
good.
that's the part I was laughing at, because Charlie's like, you should see the doctor.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he's happily married. And I was like, whoa, Charlie, like, is this why you got a divorce with your wife?
Oh!
You like the men?
There's something going on.
Yeah, I was
he
like,
just mentions like how the
whoa.
nurses can't even work when they're next to him or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're all really good looking for the 5th time.
Yeah. In the first chapter alone, it's probably mentioned like 15 times. Like,
I didn't count, but
they don't need to, like, I took good notes. They don't need to mention this
excuse me?
anymore for the rest of the book. We get it.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna mention it a lot more.
So I actually got curious. Not really, but I got curious. So after Edward has the whole freak out, I need to burp again. Whole freak out in biology, and he's gone for the whole week. I honestly want to know why he was gone. Like, the other Colons were there. Like, so why was he the only one that was gone? You know what I mean?
I mean, I can assume from the movie, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions.
And then when he gets back,
He was just pissed off.
and then when he gets back, they talk about how, like, how he just, like, looks better. Like, he doesn't have the shadows under his eyes. He, like, and he's like joking around with them more, and he, like, talks to her. So he's like, it's like almost like he's like, I have depression, and then, like, he, like, took meds or something,
depressed.
and then he, like, came back to school and he was totally good or something. Like, he was sick. Like, it was so weird. Like, he comes back to school and he's, like, the happiest person alive.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I wouldn't give Edward... never mind. Edward just seems like kind of a weird dude to me.
well, yeah, he kept,
Keeps
like,
to himself,
freaking
then gets,
out.
like, ticked off with this one girl. He can't even, like, hold it in. He's, like, breaking a desk in half almost. All tense. And then, yeah, like, he just completely changes his mantra. Like, over, not over a day, but, what was it, a week? He just comes back like a completely different person.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude's weird, man. I wouldn't trust a guy like that. He's shady.
That's why she likes him. Shady, mysterious man.
Oh my god.
Tall, dark, and mysterious.
Stop it!
So I took a note about how Eric threw a snowball at Mike.
They don't know if it was Eric.
Oh,
He turned around and like started walking away.
My bad.
He wasn't walking in the
innocent until proven guilty.
It was suspicious. They didn't have probable cause.
It was like it's like that whole, I don't know how much you like follow like news and stuff. But...
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Never mind. Current times doesn't work. Maybe they follow the news. Say it.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's just like how you need evidence before, you know, about someone putting a noose around your neck and pouring bleach on you when you have a Subway sandwich.
Well,
sometimes you need evidence.
I believe
some
that.
people will get that, I guess. I don't know, but so at least in middle school for me, we weren't allowed to throw snowballs. Like if you threw snowballs, I don't know what happened, but probably detention or something.
Probably. I mean, in my school, we didn't have snow, so we'd throw milk cartons at each other.
Oh, nice.
We had like milk wars.
So did they just explode everywhere?
Yeah. We'd like, because our lunches were kind of cool because we didn't really have like an indoor eating area. So we'd all just eat outside because it's California, man. Good weather all year round.
This is high school?
No, I'm thinking elementary school. High school, we threw food at every now and then, like people we didn't like next to us. Every now and then that started a fight. But no, I was thinking like in elementary school where we just like, we'd be eating out like at the baseball, like the baseball diamond, and then other people would be like way over by a tree or whatever. And we'd just be lobbing these not even like a pint, it was like a half a pint milk carton. They cost like 25 cents each.
Yeah.
They had like plain milk, chocolate milk, and strawberry milk.
Oh.
So we'd like open them a little bit and then we'd just like throw streamers so you just see like this trail of red or a trail of brown or a trail of white. And then just this massive get everywhere.
Did you guys ever have those the bag versions of milk in elementary school? Not the cartons, but like the bags.
No,
we had these like plastic bags. It was really weird. And you just like poke it with the straw. You know, it was so weird.
What?
Yeah. But
those would be pretty good for my situation. Those would blow up real good.
Oh, I know, right? That's what I was wondering if you ever had it. But it was weird because like in high school, like how they eat at lunch in this book, you know. Like, in high school, we went out every day. We were never at the school.
What? You had off campus
You could
lunch?
just leave. So
That's
we would
awesome.
go to
ditch to
restaurants and stuff like that. Like, we'd do it all every
Dang,
day.
that's
I
lame.
never ate at the school.
Shoot, man.
Maybe freshman year a little
place
bit,
was stupid.
but that was it.
I had to, like, illegally leave to, like, go get Taco Bell or something.
That's so weird.
I'd get in so much trouble if they found out.
Why would they not let you go?
It wasn't off campus. It was a closed campus. So that people can't come on and off campus. I don't know. California, dude. That's why I left. California's lame.
I like how she like freaks out too when she sees Edward comes back after the week, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't even eat food. I just need to get a soda."
Oh yeah,
because my
she just
stomach
wants a
hurts
soda,
so bad.
Even though her stomach was growling.
Yeah, and I was like, she's got the butterflies in the stomach. She's got the crush going.
Is it a crush?
Oh yeah.
She's nervous, dude.
Oh yeah, about a boy. What? Not a crush?
She wasn't sure if he was gonna like blow up in her face again, right?
No way, dude.
I think you're misinterpreting. I don't think she's got a crush on him yet. She just thinks he's cute. No, excuse me, gorgeous.
All right, I want to read the conversation that Jessica and Bella have.
What's with Bella? Nothing. Aren't you
No,
hungry?
yeah, like I'm Bella, and then you read Jessica because you have a good Jessica.
I know, but is this the conversation you're talking about? Hello, Bella. What do you want? Because they're in the line
I think it's that one
over here. Edward Cole.
Yeah, they're staring. Yeah. All right, you read Jessica.
Okay, so we're not gonna read the actual comment. No, we're not gonna read the stuff after the.
Yeah. Just read the quote.
Okay, cool. Edward Cullen is staring at you.
He doesn't look angry, does he?
No. Should he be?
I don't think he likes me.
The Cullens don't like anybody. Well, they didn't. No. Dang it, Frank. Well, they don't notice anybody enough to like them. But he's still staring at you.
Stop looking at him.
Must. It says I hissed right after that. That's your hiss?
Yeah.
How do you hiss stop looking at him?
Stop looking at him.
No, it's, yeah. Stop looking at him.
Stop.
Why the heck would you choose hissed? That doesn't make any sense now that I read it out loud.
It makes sense if I actually read
Make a
stop with an S.
Here's the definition. Make a sharp sibilant sound as the letter. A sharp sibilant sound as the letter.
So if I would have said the
Fizz,
S.
whistle, wheeze, buzz, shrill. That makes no sense.
Stop looking. See, it makes sense if you say stop.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's why I'm saying I'm stupid, because I said stop looking at him.
She snickered, but she looked away. That's all it was.
I just, man, that's funny.
Stop looking at him. Oh, wait, but that's Bella, though. She would be like depressed. She'd be like, stop looking at him. Is that depressed? Maybe it has to be deeper. Stop looking at Bella didn't like that.
Oh, man. Oh, so I love how Stephanie Meyer writes this when Edward introduces himself for the first time. It says, the quote is, "Hello," said a quiet musical voice.
Oh, yeah, musical.
I was like, what?
He's like singing like he's from
Hello.
Italy. Is it me you're looking for?
Hello. Can you hear me? Like, it's such a weird, that's a weird, like, way to write it, Stephanie Meyer. Just said a quiet, like, soft voice, or a muscular voice, or a soft, handsome voice or something. Don't say musical. That's the weirdest thing to say.
So this is the problem with public schools. Actually, just schools in general. They teach people to write weird ways like that. Use poetic words. Use words people don't use. That was a very bad way to describe it. Because to me, it sounded like he was from Italy, like trying to talk in English. Hello.
Hello. Like Mario.
I am Edward. I am Edward.
I'm Edward.
Edward Cullen.
Edwards.
Edwards. No, he wasn't hissing, dude. He was singing.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
He was musical.
Their whole conversation together. So,
he knew her name, and
so
he said it right already.
This is where I'm.
Bella.
So if he's a vampire, the vampires have powers thing. That's what I'm questioning, because when he touched him, when he touched Bella with, like, his hand touched her, it, like, stung her hand. Like, there was, like, an electric current or something. That's what she says.
I just figured it was because it was so cold.
What?
Yeah, because his hands are cold. I'm pretty sure that's what she was trying to describe. Like
That's not how I read it.
Well, I know it. Yeah, his fingers were ice cold. That's what it says right here, right?
But she says that's not the reason why she pulled away.
Yeah, when he touched me, it stung my hands as if an electric current had passed through us. I know. That's what I figured. Like, if I grab an ice cube right now, will it feel like an electrical current if I throw it on and off?
But she says, it even says, but that wasn't why I jerked my hand away so quickly. She even says that the snow wasn't the reason why she jerked it away.
Okay, so she actually did feel electric.
So I'm saying, like, what, Edward has, like, electrical powers? Like, he just, like...
He's like, what's his name? The Emperor from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Emperor Palpatine.
Maybe that's why he's so pale.
And his eyes are so droopy.
He's got old names because he's old.
He is Edward. Emperor Edward Palpatine.
And then, like...
Edward Cullen Palpatine.
The other power I feel like he has is, like, mind reading, because he, like, totally knows all this information about Bella. And...
So maybe he's the stalker.
Maybe
he does like her. Well, obviously he liked her.
Well,
I watched
all the
movie.
other girls are like you don't even have a chance. You know what I mean? And then Edward talking to
they
her.
don't have a chance.
But Edward talking to her, like, and that's totally different than what's happened in the past. So I think he likes her just because of that, and I know he does just because. Yeah, but
obvious. That's where it's gonna go, right?
This is one of the greatest things that happened to during their conversation. She goes, "Did you get contacts?" I blurted out unthinkingly. He seemed puzzled by my unexpected question. He says, "No." And then he's like, "Oh," I mumbled. And then I thought there was something different about your eyes. And this, I even wrote, I said, "This is where I hit myself."
Did you get
like
contacts?
This. When I was reading it, I actually, like, hit myself in the face. Like, are you kidding me?
Smacked your forehead.
You're dumb. Every sentence Bella talks, it's just like
vomit coming out of her mouth.
Really?
Brain vomit.
But he just, like, pushes, like, so much. Like, She like basically,
good for him.
She basically like just talks like tells her life story. Exactly. And then he asks, like, am I annoying you? And then me, I'm like, yeah.
Like, ticking me off, Edward.
Like, this is getting annoying,
just
dude.
eat her already.
They're perfect for each other.
Suck her
like,
blood.
You annoying little...
Oh, they're both annoying?
They're both annoying. My goodness.
They're just going to depress each other until they both die.
But that's basically the 2 chapters.
That's it?
I think that's it.
That was a... Yeah, true. They talk about the snow. They do the lab.
She almost
figures out why she moves. And then what was the truth? It was because her mom wanted to be with her new stepdad or whatever. Yeah. That was it.
And she almost hits a car, and Edward laughs about it.
Oh, yeah. She almost backed into the Corolla.
And that's chapter 2. So next week, we'll probably do chapters 3 and 4. I want to do like a MVP, but I'm going to say, because I know about Team Jacob and Team Edward. So we're going to do Team blank, whoever was the best out of these chapters, and then we're just going to say whoever the worst was. They don't even get a team because they're trash.
Ooh.
Sounds
good to me.
My vote for the best team. This is so tough. It's not Bella. Not Edward.
I already know where my vote is.
You really? You say it then.
Dude. Team Chuck, dude. Chuck's the man. He minds his own business. He buys her a freaking awesome truck.
Free.
He didn't even talk about the truck. He didn't. It wasn't free, dude.
It was free.
Okay, hold on. Like the first couple pages, he says he bought her a truck. He bought it off of his old friend.
Okay.
Let's see. Landed in port. What kind of car? Where did you find it?
It's a truck, a Chevy. No, he used to go fishing with us during the summer. He's in a wheelchair now, so he can't drive anymore. So he offered to sell it.
He bought it in '84. Ah, dang it.
How cheap is cheap? Well, honey, I kind of already bought it for you as a homecoming gift.
Ah!
Look, Charlie peeks sideways as a hopeful expression. Wow, free.
For her.
Oh.
Because he bought it. He said it right there. I kind of already bought it for you.
I need to take better notes.
Yeah, nerd. I don't need to take notes at all.
So Team Chuck for
Heck
you.
yeah, Team Chuck, dude. Chuck rules.
Team Charles.
Team Charles. No, it's Chuck, dude. Charles is his actual name.
Charlie, but whatever. But right, yeah. Next week, chapters 3 and 4, and this has been Twilight Noobs.
Yeah,
with Jason
and Eric.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, you'll hear us next time.
Here next time. Maybe you can read along with us.
We'll find out next time.
Nice.